Hey guys, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. Well, I'm just going to get right on into it. As you can see, I am about to, if we could, get into a deep dive, deep as I get, and maybe sometimes I'll get deeper at some point. And to the card this is one of the cards, the devil card, is one of the cards that I hate getting. As also the tower card is another card that is not one of the favorite cards for me. But actually, the devil card is really about breaking those chains or ties that bind you. As you see, I do like this card. Now I've got to tell you, and this is from the Earth Woman Tarot, and as you can see, she has a light. So I think they're, even though they seem to be in like a dark forest or whatever, she does have some type of light there, as you can see. And then she has the two people that she that are bound by her, and even bound by the neck. Sometimes I think there's some intrigue, and I think some of my trepidation about the devil card comes from my background, my Christian background, because as I've gotten away from some of the principles of Christianity, I realized that sometimes we gave the devil, like, he almost became a god that we gave a lot of power to that he didn't. And it almost kept us from accepting responsibilities for our own actions. As whatever binds these two women, they're bound at the neck there. And I know this sounds funny, but you kind of have to give yourself over a little bit, you know, to be this bound. And there are circumstances beyond our control. I do realize that, and I'm not taking for that. Uh, but there is some give and take there with that card. And it's the release to me of these type of addictions and giving power of yourself over. So I like to give that as a little bit. To me, it's about resistance in a way, freeing yourself from ties that bind, um, internalizing and knowing that you do have the power to be free, taking responsibility back for yourselves. I want to read what it says in the book. So the devil, and she has some key words here: darkness, gratification, short-sightedness. In this, a horned devil wears a sheer dress, as you can see, holding a lit torch in one hand. Chained to her wrist are two enslaved women, naked and animalistic. The force behind is gloomy, ominous, depicting a scene of darkness and evil. The devil is about confronting the darker side of your personality, which I totally agree. You may be acting out selfish wants and desires without considering the lasting effects, favoring instant gratification over long-term fulfillment. Think about how you can change your behavior in order to respect yourself more in the future. This is also a good time to contemplate the traits you have that can get you into trouble or make you act in ways that have a negative impact. Think about the roots and causes of these traits, bringing them to the surface so you can work on them in the future. So that is her take on it. Again, that is the Devil card by the Earth Woman Tarot. I'm going to switch up here and put another Devil card, because sometimes I like to compare two different decks. So this is another Devil card. And I'm going to go back a little bit so that you can see it. And this Devil card is from the Unfolding Path Tarot. The Unfolding Path Tarot. And some of the words they have are addiction, shadow self, temptation, discontent, helplessness, negativity, attachment, and restriction. This card challenges you to look honestly at the darkened, hidden areas of your life and bring them up into the light. Are you entangled in something that holds you back from being the best version of yourself? Are there patterns or behaviors or addiction that keeps you trapped? Acknowledging what holds you down is the necessary first step to breaking free. Don't be fooled into thinking it will be easy. It will require perseverance and willpower, and you may stumble along the way. But freedom is possible. You have the power to free yourself if you choose to make the change. So that is two different cards, and let me hold that still. That were the Devil card. And it just kind of made me think also about, like I said, how in the Christian days, I realized how we almost were so entangled with the devil that we almost worshiped him and gave him, I feel like, a lot more power than he had. As comparing that to being in the craft, where in Wicca, they don't even acknowledge the devil, and I'm kind of along with that path. I don't really acknowledge that. Yes, there are negative beings and negative entities, but I take responsibility for my own actions, addictions, or things that hold me from being my best self. And what I love about the craft is that we do encourage, it's encouraged to look at the dark side, the shadow side of yourself. Be honest about that. Acknowledge that you do have a dark side and a shadow side. And then go for, changing what is not good for you or to you. That is some of the things that I appreciate about that. And then, we don't really, I won't say that, because in traditional witchcraft, I do feel like there is a devil in the traditional witchcraft. I'm not considered that, so if I'm wrong, please tell me. But I don't feel like they see him in the same light as in Christianity. He's evil and all of that. I think with traditional witchcraft, he may be more like a trickster spirit. Or yes, there is this part of us that is dark. And just like there is this part of light. And we have both these extremes, and the devil may, be a part of one of those extremes. If you think about, or he could be wild and free from a lot of the constraints of a patriarchal society also. So you could see it in a bunch of different ways, but not necessarily evil or bad, but maybe you don't go with the flow of the norms of society. And anytime, a lot of times when you are not going with the flow of the norms of society, a lot of times you would be called demonic or evil or devilish or any of those things. So all of those thoughts came into my mind and came into play. But what this card really is about is you looking at you deeply, at the dark part, and doing what you can to accept that this is a part of you. And then what are you going to do about changing that? That's what I'm getting from this card. What are some of your thoughts? Leave a word. Leave your thoughts on this card. Even if you're like me, I really don't like to get this card, because that means usually I got to deal with some things about myself. And, that's not always fun, but it's necessary. So leave a thought, a comment, what you have. Like, share, whatever. I would appreciate it. Talk to you soon.